as he thought of his precious baggage. Then he saw it piled neatly at his feet. Ishmael was squatting beside him. The two cousins looked at one another. It was 5 years since the last time they had met. Ishmael said, "Was it a long journey?" Ahmed nodded. "Libya. I came from the sea." "Alone?" Ishmael was awestruck. Even the nomads did not make such long journeys. "But why?" "It is to do with this war." Ishmael shrugged. "What does this matter to the sons of the desert?" "My mother's people are in the war." Ahmed lifted a suitcase. "Will you keep this for me?" "Yes." "Who is winning the war?" "My mother's people. They are like nomads, proud and cruel and strong. They are going to rule the world." Later he took off his desert robes and donned a white English shirt, a striped tie, and a brown checked suit. When he emerged from Ishmael's tent, the nomads looked at him as if he were a stranger. Once again, he was Alexander Wolff, age 34, of Villa les Oliviers, Cairo. Race, European. He put on his hat, picked up his 2 remaining cases, and set off in the cool of the dawn to walk the last few miles to the town of Asyut. Walking north, smelling the cool damp breeze off the Nile, Wolff began to feel human again. Then he heard the engine of a car. The vehicle came around a bend, and he recognized it as a military jeep. As it came closer, he saw the British Army uniforms. The jeep screeched to a halt in a cloud of dust. One of the men jumped out. He had 3 pips on each shoulder of his uniform shirt. He said, "Where the devil have you come from?" Wolff put down his cases. "My car broke down on the desert road." "I'd better see your papers, please." Wolff handed them over, and the captain examined them. "You look about all in, Mr. Wolff. How long have you been walking?" "Since yesterday afternoon. I got a bit lost." "You've been out here all night?" "Good Lord. You'd better have a lift with us. Corporal, take the gentlemen's cases." As the corporal hefted them into the back of the jeep, Wolff climbed in. The captain got in beside him and said to the driver, "Into town. By the way, I'm Captain Newman." He stuck out his hand. Wolff shook it. "Where does your accent come from?" Wolff had a prepared answer. My parents came from South Africa to Egypt. I grew up speaking Afrikaans and Arabic. The name is Dutch." Newman seemed politely interested. "What brings you here?" "I have business interests in several towns in Upper Egypt. I like to pay them surprise visits." They were entering Asyut. By Egyptian standards, it was a large town, with factories, a Muslim university, a famous convent, and 60,000 inhabitants. The jeep drove through the busy, narrow streets and stopped in front of the Grand Hotel. Newman said, "I'll have to leave you here, I'm afraid. Duty calls." "You've been very kind," Wolff said. Newman frowned. "I don't like to dump you this way. Tell you what, I'll leave Corporal Cox to look after you." "It's kind, but really—" Newman was not listening. "Look sharp, Cox. Get the man's bags and don't leave anything to the wogs." "Yes, sir," said Cox. Wolff groaned inwardly. Captain Newman's kindness was becoming a nuisance, but he would just have to make the best of it. He looked at his watch. He still had time to catch the train. Wolff and Cox got out, and the jeep pulled away. They entered the Grand with Cox carrying the cases. At the desk, Wolff asked for a room. Then he turned to Cox. "Thank you, Corporal. I think you could get back to work now." "No hurry, sir. I'll carry your bags upstairs. They have porters here." "Wouldn't trust them, sir." The situation was becoming more and more like a nightmare, or a farce. Wolff wondered whether they knew everything and were simply toying with him. A Nubian porter led them upstairs to the room. Wolff tipped him at the door as Cox put the cases on the bed. "Well, Corporal..."